Sinatra shot you, goddamn you. Is this what you want?
Logic.
Hey there guys, I'm the Dr. Pepper guy and I'm finally back. It's been a while, but anyway, let's just talk about the new PlayStation console because we got some news about it, and PlayStation is just my favorite console, let's just say. It's my most preferred platform by far. I love PC and Switch, but it's just where it's at because of the library and because I just really like it. So anyway, so it's obviously going to be called the PS5, like the PlayStation 5, because that was obvious. But anyway, besides all that, let's just talk about what we heard and my thoughts on it, and I hope that you agreed on it as well, because what I have, it's really positive, and I even tweeted it out loud saying that yeah, this is a day one cop. So the PlayStation 5 is going to be released at holiday 2020, so pretty much like a Christmas, next year Christmas. So that's a much better time to release it, because yeah, the holiday season, man, I don't think there's a much better time than that if you're releasing a new console. Yeah, so it's releasing by then, so it's a good amount of time. And what do we have? What's going to be offered in the PlayStation 5? So let's just get to it. So the PlayStation 5 this time will have an SSD, a solid state drive, instead of going with the typical hard drive, which runs 5,400 RPM, is what I heard from a Wired article, right? And it's going to be much faster, and this time, and it has to be, the base option has to be 1 terabyte. It has to be 1 TB because, games these days are so big. Like, they take 2 discs for installation. Like, Final Fantasy VII Remake is probably going to have that. The Last of Us Part 2 is going to have that. Red Dead Redemption 2 has that. Each of them have like 2 discs required just for installation. And even if you do it digitally, both of them either way are large, right? So it's really something. So it has to be 1 TB or higher than that if it's an SSD, and the price has to be like a $500 or a little bit higher than that. Probably. I mean, I don't think we got a confirmation at its price tag. I don't think we did. We got a confirmation on that. But besides that, let's go about the hardware, right? More into the hardware. Besides the SSD, what else do we have? What else into confirmation did we get? So the confirmation is that it's using an AMD Ryzen CPU. It's at that line, and it's going to have a hardware accelerated ray tracing, which will have better lighting and better looking graphics. And if you know ray tracing, then you know it's a pretty good upgrade. And I think it's pretty much going to be aiming at 4K. Before, I heard rumors that it might be 8K for future proofing, so that you don't need to go out of your way to purchase a pro version if there is going to be one in the future. Just everything, all the features put into this. And I'd much prefer them going all out for this one version instead of just giving us a half-baked base version and the other half of it giving us a pro version. But I don't think it's going to be like that necessarily. But if it did, then that would suck. So there's that. So those are really good things. And now we go to the controller. What they're talking about the controller, it's that it's going to be USB-C, which is a big improvement. And also, since most things are going USB-C, and I feel like that is the way to go, it can be much more accessible that way. Like even the Switch, right? It has USB-C ports, and even its controllers, like the Pro controller, is a USB-C. It has a USB-C port. So you get my point. USB-C all the way, and that's a big win right there. And what I also heard is that it's going to have a longer battery, which is a good thing, and it's going to be heavier. And it's going to have haptic feedback, so that so in instances that but if you ever shoot a gun or a bow in a game, so the haptic feedback is to feel like the real thing, so that the sensation feels genuinely real, and when you do it, it feels good. So that's the aim of the controller, and that's cool. And I heard that maybe I'm not sure if this is right or wrong, but that this controller will have batteries like Xbox controllers do. It'll be running on AA batteries. I'm not really sure. I ran through the Wired article. They said I didn't see anything suggesting that. So yeah. So the new controller didn't get a name confirmation yet, but it's obviously going to be called the DualShock 5 at this point. So let's just leave it at that. Yeah, but do hope it's more durable. I mean, I had no durability issues with the DualShock 4. Only with the DualShock 4, the version 1 the version 1 versions of the DualShock 4, I had a problem with the durability of the sticks, but then version 2 came out and I have zero problems with this durability. The only problem I have is the battery, and it's a small bit because I just mostly I charge my controllers most of the time. So there's that, right? So besides that, and it also, we know for a fact that PS5 will support backwards compatibility for PlayStation 4 games. We've seen that in the demo where Sony showed off like how fast Spider-Man loads compared to a PS4 Pro to PS5, and it's pretty fast. And yeah, it's a great thing that PS4 games are backwards compatible, because like PS4 has a genuinely amazing library of games. There, we know that. So, and I feel like backwards compatibility not being present in the PlayStation 4 is a miss, especially since PS3 had that, right? But I do hope that the other, it does have backwards compatibility for its predecessor of games like PS2, PS3. Sure, accessibility might be a problem, but having that as an option would be pretty neat. Instead of just PS Now, and you being able to stream the games, like actually have the option to own them so you can play them on your consoles, instead of just people going to the route of emulators or just buying the game and the whole console. So those are two options, right? So I do hope that its predecessors are there. So yeah, and this time it'll also be having a 4K Blu-ray player, which is a year in the chat, because I like that. I don't think the PlayStation 4 Pro has a Blu-ray player. Like, it does have a Blu-ray player, but I don't think it plays movies. So that's low-key sucked, and I mostly used my Blu-ray mostly bought Blu-ray discs and inserted them on my PlayStation consoles back at the time. So that not being there in the PlayStation 4, that sucked. But that's all I had to say. And so far, any launch titles, I don't know. Maybe Ghost of Tsushima, because so far they haven't got any news. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. PlayStation 5, my thoughts on it. Really good stuff. I'm intrigued by it, and I think I have enough reasons to buy it day one, with its hardware advantages, and also since the fact that it's backwards compatible with PlayStation 4 games makes it a much more better win for me, and I just like that. But what do you all think? I think this is a day one buy if you get the chance. If you have the considerable amount of budget, this is definitely a day one buy for me. So yeah, let me know what you think. See you.